What's up, y'all? I wanted to hop on here real quick and talk about trauma bonds, but before that, I want to say make sure you have extended gratitude to the Most High for all of the blessings and positive things that He has done in your life and all of the things that you do have. Make sure that you are doing your affirmations and telling yourself how much you love yourself and adore yourself and all that kind of stuff, because we all know self-love is the best love, and the only way that you can be loved to other people is if you be loved to yourself first. But let's talk about these trauma bonds. So a trauma bond is a relationship that involves two toxic people and they think it's love. So famous relationship that displays this very well is Chrisean and Blueface. I think they on the outs. I don't think they dealing with each other as much anymore. But at one point, it was like no matter how toxic things got between them, they stayed together and they stuck it out. No matter how much Blueface told this girl he did not love her, that he did not want her, that he'll never marry her, that his other baby mama was better, she would continue to stick with him, show up for him, and go to court dates and all of these types of things. And the rest of the world is like, why is she staying with this fool? She putting blood and smearing blood all over his walls, and it's like, why is this fool staying with her? Trauma bond. And that's a very extreme version of it. I call it like probably hood toxic, but being in toxic trauma bonds does not stop at just that level. So on just a much simpler level, trauma bonds look like a person who's abandoned as a child hops into relationships with people who abandon them. But the flip side of that is when they actually find somebody who treats them like they should be treated, with kindness, with love, with respect, and all those things, they tend to abandon that person. And then the cycle continues. So then they get with a person who treats them like shit. They stay in that relationship, and we all like, why she just didn't stay with Johnny? Johnny treated her so much better. Cameron treated him so much better than Keisha, whoever. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. I'm tired from walking. But yeah, so trauma bond. And trauma bonds don't just have to do with abandonment. It could be a person grew up in an abusive household, so they attract abusive people, or they become the abuser. It could be that person grew up in poverty, so they become very controlling with finances, so they become like a financial abuser type situation. So yeah, make sure that you doing your work, that you doing the self-care, the self-love, addressing your traumas and your trauma wounds and things like that. Make sure you have firm boundaries, because that's how you deter a toxic person from entering your life. That doesn't mean that they won't enter, but they probably won't stay long, because toxic people don't like boundaries. And so what happens is, once you tell them like, hey, this is my boundary here, they tend to go find somebody else to take their toxicity out on and do their toxic dance with, because they need to play out that trauma and that toxicity. And that's the difference between a toxic person and a healed person. Healed people, or people who are healing, they have better boundaries. They put those boundaries there, and they deal with people according to their own boundaries, and boundaries shift and change from person to person. Toxic people don't have boundaries. They don't respect boundaries, and they need that toxicity in their life. So I'm going to leave it at that. Until next time, be love, be joy, be peace, be light. You never know what somebody's going through in their day, and you might just be the person to start the ripple effect of positivity. Until next time, holla.